my daddy.
I shall fear no man, just God. But it was God that gave me these bars.
My pen is the paintbrush, notepad the easel. Been painting with a twist before, sipping with my people. Stacking lines, equal sign, this verse is the prequel to the man you hear before you flowing through your speakers. Hempstead Nights, silky slim with the pearly whites. Earned a rep being smooth with the ladies. Plus could fight, kept the knife in his inside coat pocket. 22 strap on his ankle as another option. Protege of Chocolate Tay and OG from around the way. Used to run numbers and push yay. No Yeezy.
Check. You get me? You good?
Yes, sir.
Clear. All right, so one and only Chord room holding it down. Seems like everybody scattered around. I think Trump said he'll be logging on a little later. Walt, I think he said he's gonna log on a little later as well. But you know what I'm saying? We about to do our thing. We got Chuck in the building. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
But yeah, man, shout out to everybody liking, subscribing, everybody in the comments holding it down. Man, we like, man, I'm gonna tell you, that last episode, shout out to O Mugs.
Yeah.
Man, like, it's really been, it was a good episode, man. I think it's probably one of our best episodes. You know, you can go back and watch the last episode. We was really we celebrating the release of the our first, I guess I will say our first full project from O Mugs. Me and Trim we got a media company called Kings Republic. We produce this podcast. We also produce all Trim solo projects, and we got another artist by the name of O Mugs, and we had an album called The Renaissance Project, which is this is our first full project. Well, Trim has one as well, so shout out to Trim with that. But it's been, it's a slow grind. I love it, man. I love it. I've been wanting to do this since I was a kid. So to produce a full project is just to put it together and put it out. It's a blessing for me. I'm sure Mug's been doing this for a long time. But I think this one is a little different, almost like a rebirth. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's almost a rebirth of Mugs. And yeah, it's doing pretty well. Doing pretty well for us. You know what I'm saying? We gonna do a video for Hempstead Renaissance. We working on that right now. That's gonna be me and I said Hempstead Renaissance, Hempstead Nights. That's gonna be me and Trim's first. That's gonna be our first treatment that we're gonna write. So I'm excited about that. Yeah. That's going to be interesting. I already got the concept. We already got the concept and everything. But if it comes out the way, we want it to come out, I'm like, yo, this is going to be dope. It's going to be really dope. So y'all be on the lookout for that. But yeah, we had a good episode. We had, man, that Freestyle Friday with Royce and Common, it's going nuts right now. Like, for real. Like, people. Like, I put it out on Friday because today's Sunday on our end. So I put it out Friday. That thing went out the next day was at like 200 views. And by the way, we have natural views. Just keep it. When I say, I know y'all say, man, 200 views, that's not a lot of views. But if you put out content, right, you got people who can buy views. Like, you can go buy views. I can go pay somebody to go put get a bunch of bots and create views on your channel. So a lot of y'all don't know that. These people that y'all see with like 1,000, 2,000, 200,000, they a lot of times they don't be real views. See what I'm saying? They just be bots, and you can tell they not real. You can tell they not real by looking at their like you go in and look at their comments. Like nobody's really commenting and everything like that. So like in order for you to really build a YouTube or to build like some content, whatever you are, it takes time. It does take a little money. It does take money as well. But if you want like natural views, like we want people naturally clicking on there, naturally getting the comments. We want to slowly grow the channel. So that's what we doing. So yeah, the next day was at like 200 views. I think right now it's at 300. You know what I'm saying? So it's going. Freestyle Fridays do pretty well, but this one's I think is kind of like the fastest I've seen a Freestyle Friday, and that thing was it was pretty dope. That's I think that was one of our best Freestyle Fridays that we had. So shout out to everybody who's been just in there, watching it, doing your thing, man. So appreciate that very much. But Chuck, you good, man? How you been?
Maintaining, trying to keep as my old man said, keep the car in the middle of the road. That's about it. Right. But yeah, man, like today, man, it was interesting just watching some of the sporting events, especially this is by far, watching the women's championship game, probably the most engagement I've seen around women's college basketball.
Tate been telling me about that. I haven't been watching it. Like I've been watching it. Normally, I'm around this time. I'm pretty, focused on watching, all of the March Madness and everything. But I haven't been really paying attention like that. But I heard it was pretty inclusive. A lot of people have been watching it.
Yeah, it's been. I think we have finally a good. Actually, about 3 good storylines within the tournament. You had South Carolina, who got put out in the Final Four. They was the reigning champs, undefeated this year, coming in. And then, so you had that storyline going on. Then you had the LSU storyline going on because LSU got a young lady named Angel Reese, who's been one of the biggest, trash talkers out there. She's pretty good. I give her that. But she's definitely... She's a talker, and LSU has a real LSU vibe to them. They Louisiana through and through. It is what it is. But then you have Iowa. Iowa's kind of Iowa's like the Indiana Hoosiers out there. They just, they got this one girl named Caitlin who can just shoot threes from half court. And then so. When Iowa and LSU got together, man, it was a decent game until it got to the end, and because usually Caitlin would hit people with the "I can't see you," expression like that right there.
Oh, she's doing that joint that John Cena.
So she been doing it all tournament. So then, especially when she started getting hot, she'll start doing that. And then Angel Reese did it to her at the end of the game. So it got now if you Twitter ain't for the weak of heart. Twitter's games. Twitter's like it's like, man, Facebook is kind of like safe-ish. You go to Twitter,
right, yeah. That's Twitter gangster.
Twitter let them hands go. So
right.
So yeah, you can tell like it almost feels like an election when you talk about that like dynamic. So it's been compelling like this, and then LSU's coach, I think her name is Kolke, something like that. She be having I don't know where she get these outfits from. Them jokers.
Is that light skinned lady, the light skinned girl?
That's South Carolina's coach.
She bad. That's crazy.
No, not that. Oh no, that's Texas. When you talking about?
Yeah, yes, Texas.
Yeah, Texas. But now this lady is a white lady, but you can't tell like the way she dresses. Okay. Man, she come out there with that Ric Flair sequence joint on.
Oh, heck nah.
I know she got Ric Flair stylist. I know she do, because there's no way you finna go to any department store and pick that up. It's all custom work. I know it is. That joker be out there just like Randy Savage. That joker got colors. One time, like one game, she had a pink 2-piece suit on with the feathers on the side. I said,
Wow.
Wow. So I was like,
That's hilarious.
yeah, that's
Wow.
what.
I wonder, because I mean, and I heard about it, but I'm like, man, like, if what if, I mean, is this anything close to the WNBA? Like, is it like, is this can the WNBA be like this?
I don't know, bro. Like that's the question. I think this is probably I had this conversation with my old man, like I think maybe like a few days ago. I was like, man, listen. Usually, in general terms, every so often I'll tune in to watch a college game, for as women's is concerned. If it's like somebody who's, abnormally different than compared to everybody else, like, okay, we got a girl out here who can do this and the third. Okay, let me check it out. But I never seen like this year where so many like again compelling teams and storylines that I was like, oh, this is what the WNBA needs. Like when WNBA come on, I don't have like sports is half talent and half storyline.
Right.
That's what keeps us engaged. Like we have all these barbershop talks because we have these storylines and narratives that we're always arguing about. We don't have that in the WNBA yet. Like we don't have what
crazy though.
It is like
why?
Because like the WNBA has been a league almost 20 plus years now.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
So I don't know why that, like, I don't know if it's the marketing team, whatever it is, but they have yet to like get people engaged with like surrounding whatever, either like, I don't think pushing certain people, but getting people out there to say, okay, because some of them, when I do watch a game, them girls they good at basketball. Like they are fundamentally sound. A lot of them can really play. But again, I don't have a way of attaching to them because I don't know their background. I don't know, what they're trying to do, what their personality is like. So that's the key for them. Like they had to do the same thing the NBA did when Bird and Magic came into the NBA. They built a narrative around them too. That's what basically kept the league alive at that point. So they're gonna figure that out. If one of them took, like, if I know Caitlin's probably gonna go to the league this year, and Angel probably is too. So if them two come out at the same time, that could be a narrative to say, oh, these two girls who was talking trash to each other can come out at the same draft and see what this kind of leads to. But yeah, WNBA definitely needs to create some storylines so we can follow along and have our emotional equity invested. So
yeah, it's crazy how they've been around. You said it's been like since '96, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And they don't have like anything that's like built around the league where it's like different teams that got beef with each other or different it's just nothing like I always say that Shaq's daughters are going to change the WNBA. I don't know why I think that.
I don't know, bro. I think they could be compelling. I think it's just gonna take it's gonna take a dog to pull that off. Like the first few years of the WNBA was like great with that. Like that 5-year stretch could have had Rebecca Lobo from the Liberty. She was a dominant defender, post woman. Then you had the Comets. The Comets was really drove the league at that point because they had Cheryl Swoops, Cooper, Thompson. They had the trifecta, and nobody was beating them. So they was kind of like just running the league. And Cheryl Swoops was kind of like the female Michael Jordan at the time. Like it was nobody touching her. from a skill and a personality standpoint. Then once that group left, then we had, a few great players, but no one that really captured our imagination to say, man, this person's, worth me actually following game in and game out. So that's the reason that they're struggling financially. That's why they had to keep being subsidized to just be a league. Because,
so when you say subsidized, like what's going on with that though?
Basically they're not turning a profit.
Right.
They're operating in the red. So the NBA is technically subsidizing the WNBA. Now there's been some arguments from like Draymond Green. Well, I don't know if you ever saw the clip between Draymond and Lisa Leslie on the shop, but because there's been some conversation around like, hey, they're trying to redo their contract for it's like the between the players and the league. But the only thing is the players trying to get a bigger share of the actual quote unquote revenue as far as the revenue split. But it's hard to kind of get a bigger piece of zero.
Right.
Like if you operate in negative, it's hard to say, all right, bro, like we're gonna give you a bigger split, but we ain't got our expenses paid. So we gotta keep, getting money from elsewhere just to stay above water. So I don't know if they're ever gonna turn a profit. That's the unknown, because unless something dramatically change where they can again get eyeballs to convert to money, they'll never solve that equation. They got to get eyeballs for viewership, ratings, which turns into sponsorship, endorsements, income. But if they can't get them folks in the door, it's gonna be hard to pull that off.
So I guess my main thought in this conversation is like, how can you make the WNBA as exciting as college basketball? And it's crazy and sad how you could just say, because normally NBA, I'm about to say it's more exciting than college. It depends on which one you like, but
generally speaking,
but it's like, I don't know, man. Like I think that I don't know how is it as simple as somebody being a villain, maybe, right? Like maybe having a villain.
Yes. You need listen, man. as much as we hate it, like sports enthusiasts hate to admit to this, but you gotta have great storylines within this joint. You can't go out there and just do the sport and go home and think that's going to be suffice in today's environment. People gotta have a reason to say, why am I tuning into this? So you need a protagonist and you need an antagonist. So this year we had both. We had a girl who was talking mad trash. Half the people love her, half the people hate her. Caitlyn, she was kind of the same way. So you had kind of like this interesting dynamic between these two players. Like that's why you got so much engagement today. Like, I know again when I was like looking at Facebook, I'm like, dang, half of the people on my page are actually looking at this game. This ain't never happened.
Crazy.
For a college, girls game. So everybody was tuning in to see how this gonna play out. So yeah, I think on the WNBA level, they need to figure out they need somebody who can like capture people's imagination, either in a good or bad way, quote unquote, to drive that, like to have people tune in. Like, even though a lot of people don't like LeBron, but LeBron is kind of like, you know what LeBron is? LeBron is the John Cena of basketball. No matter where he go, half the people love him, and half the people hate him. And that's the same with John Cena. Like he's polarizing. No matter what he does, he's gonna draw a response, and that's what you need. Like in the WNBA, they need people who can draw responses from people.
Hey, fun fact. Ghostface Killer produced the intro to John Cena's WWF. Well, it's WWE now. The intro. Ghostface produced it.
I thought it was MOP.
That produced it.
No, I know they performed it. I didn't know who produced it though.
Right. Yeah. Ghostface. He produced that joint. I think it's either because did he have two or did he have how many did he have?
Who, John Cena?
Yeah.
He had Thugonomics.
That might be he might have did that one.
The Thugonomics was the hardest one.
Elbow room. That no, it's elbow room. No, that joint. I think it's that one.
Oh.
Either way, he produced one of those.
Because John Cena was kind of rapping on the current one.
Yeah.
When he first came out, John Cena was rapping. Thugonomics.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I used to like that joint. Shout out to John Cena, man.
Word like.
Yeah, man. Well, I hope this is the beginning of. I hope maybe this spills over to the WNBA. I'm hoping, maybe we get some of that excitement going, like you said. Maybe hopefully. get those two in the WNBA and let them go at it, just like Bird and Magic was going at it in the college. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I hope that happens, man.